Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me today. So I've got a bit of a chatty video and I don't really know how to start this video, to be honest with you, because even though I'm going to be talking about things that really make me feel better, that perk me up, that cheer me up, the reason that I need to be perked up is that after 8 months of trying, me and my husband found out that I was pregnant a couple of months ago, but unfortunately 2 weeks ago I suffered a miscarriage, which was pretty devastating. I don't think I can really talk about it because it's quite raw and upsetting, and I don't want to cry on camera or anything like that. So instead of focusing on something that was quite sad that happened to us, I want to talk to you and share with you the things that I've been doing to kind of perk myself up and deal with this kind of sad life event, really. In the hope that it will help you if you're going through a similar situation, whether it be kind of physical loss or just general like sucky stuff happening in your life. So I'm hoping that this might help you. I think the first thing that has really helped me deal and cope with this distressing thing is the emotional support that I've received from my family and friends. So when something devastating happens, it doesn't necessarily have to be my situation. It's always good to talk to, say, your other half, your husband, your partner, your boyfriend. And I always believe that a problem shared is a problem solved. And also it can be really, really healthy to share as well, because then you get other people's perspectives, their words of wisdom, their own experience, and it kind of does console you because you think perhaps you're not the only person going through this. And my husband's waving to me. He's in the garden with this big bubble wand and he's waving it around, making big bubbles. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So yeah, if you can talk to your partner, the person that knows your innermost thoughts and how you kind of work and tick and stuff, do that. It will be really, really helpful. It'll bring you closer together and you can work through the problem as a couple, not on your own, because no man is an island. Second thing, if you can, talk to your parents about it. They have such a wealth of wisdom. I know sometimes it's not always the easiest thing to do, but your parents basically love you more than anything and they always want the best for you. So if you can speak to them, speak to them. I've been really fortunate that my mum and dad have taken me away for a few days to a caravan park. So we just stayed in the caravan. There's nothing fancy. It was down in Hastings, and where I was feeling quite physically weak, my mum literally just looked after me. She fed me. She didn't clothe me, but she just took really good care of me, and she fed me all the things that I needed to kind of build up my physical strength again. And my dad was there to make me happy, and we were with our dogs and stuff. So yeah, spending time with family and friends is really, really good. And I'm an only child, so I don't really have any brothers or sisters that I can talk to. So for me, my friends are my family, and I'm incredibly, incredibly blessed to have a group of really good close friends that I can completely rely on and lean on to help me kind of, well, they basically help to pull me through this crappy time. So yeah, if you can talk to your friends, even if it's just one friend that you have, then do that. And another thing that might really help is speaking to a professional kind of specialist organisation. So whether that be an eating order organisation, or speaking to someone at the NHS, or speaking to someone who's gone through an accident, like that kind of specialised people that have professional experience in dealing with this thing can really, really help as well, because where you may have unanswered questions or just doubts about if, I don't know, the treatment that you're going through is the right thing, then you can always have that kind of second opinion and have the comfort of knowing that it's not just you going through this. So professional organisations, friends and family, and also loved ones. It's always good to talk. As one of the mobile phone companies said, a problem shared is a problem halved. So definitely talk about things, get it out of your system. Most importantly, the more you build stuff up, the more it kind of, basically, you're like a ticking time bomb and you don't want to explode at the wrong person, and certainly not at work or anything. So take advantage of the people, the support system and the structure that you've built up, and let them help you, let them carry you on their shoulders, let them look after you. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about that one. And by the way, I have written a little list here in my book. So The second thing I wanted to talk about is dealing with like the mental and psychological effects of going through a sad or bad time. So for me, well, because I was pregnant, I was actually vlogging my news and stuff. So I unfortunately have all of that stuff that I can watch back. But on the flip side of that, it has been incredibly therapeutic talking to the camera, getting my feelings out, vocalizing them, and it's helping me come into terms with the whole thing. Another thing that has been extremely helpful is writing in my journal. So I've got this journal here. I actually bought this a couple of months ago, I think, and I filmed it when I picked it up at TK Maxx. So it's a journal called Grateful, and I was very, very grateful to be pregnant because I believe that children are gifts and they are blessings. So it started off being great because I found out I was pregnant. I've got photos, and then I've got pictures of the baby and the scan, and then I've got the not so great times of when obviously what happened and I wrote it down. And I must say I am really grateful for the baby that we had. I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but writing this all down in a journal has really kind of helped me to organise my thoughts, help me iron out my mind and my feelings. And I'm going to talk about things that will help you escape from how you're feeling and quick fixes, but I think fundamentally you need to deal with the core problem, whatever it is. You need to deal with those feelings and emotions because you need to then file them away once you've dealt with them, and then you have some element of closure. I'm not quite there yet, but I definitely think writing in a journal is so helpful. Whether it's a diary, a journal, or whatever it is that you want to do, go through those feelings, feel the pain, feel the hurt, and then file it away maybe. That's what I plan to do. I'm going to file it, but I'm never going to forget it. So yeah, a second thing that has really helped me deal with things, maybe more on the spiritual side, is my faith. So I'm a Christian, and I believe in Jesus, and I believe that he is God. And I've been a Christian since I was 16 years old, and for me, my faith is my rock. So for me, especially in sad circumstances, turning to my faith is something that I would just automatically do. And I carry my Bible around with me, and for me, reading the Psalms, reading a few favourite bits of scripture like Hebrews has been enormously helpful in lifting my spirits and just knowing that God has a plan for me. So whatever your faith is, maybe delve back into scripture, maybe go online and listen to some sermons, listen to some talks, sing some songs. You really need to take care of yourself spiritually if that's what you're into. So for me, it's been really important, like going to church and just knowing that I am in God's hand. I'm in the palm of his hand, and he's got a plan for me, and I completely trust in that. Even though this is a sucky thing that maybe you or I are going through, just believe that, you know, or I believe that God has a plan for me, and I'm completely trusting of that. Say maybe you're not so into faith and stuff, or maybe if you are, you might also want to try meditation. So I've got a book here that's called The Secrets of Meditation, and my husband actually meditates, so I thought I'd give it a try. And because we live in such a digital, stressful, busy like life world, it can be quite hard to take some time out and just dedicate it to just closing off and blocking out all those things that, it's like the urgent things push out the important things. If you're going through a hard time, you want to deal with those important issues, and by meditating you can just have half an hour, even 10 minutes of just opening your mind up to other things that aren't the things that are around you, that like work and school and stuff. So for me, meditating is a great way to kind of let off steam, to lift yourself and just focus on the truly important things in life, and also maybe help you think more positively about things as well. So yeah, journal, your faith and meditation, maybe even doing like yoga and Pilates can be great at lifting your kind of psychological and mental state. So yeah, I would recommend those things. The third thing that I think is really important in lifting your spirits, especially if you're feeling physically fragile, is to take care of your health. So your body is like a temple and you need to take care of it. So I've been very fragile and very weak. So I've been eating well by eating lots of fruit and vegetables. I'm going to insert some photos here of the things that are basically like food for my soul that help me to recharge my batteries. And I've been making a lot of, I think it's like a Chinese dish called chuk, which is basically a rice congee, a rice porridge. You boil up chicken on the bone and you add rice and you add ginger and spring onions. And I've been adding a bit of a twist by adding some spinach and some carrots just to give me those extra vitamins that I need. And I've literally just been walloping that down. It's been really, really helpful in just being great comfort food, but also getting really good nutrition into me. So fruit and veg, water, milk as well, calcium. My goodness, my knees and my joints have been really, really aching. I've had a really bad pain, actually, terrible pain in my knees that spread up slightly up to my thighs and then back down the back of my calf. And it's like I've got a knot in there. Like, you know, you get knots in your neck. I've got it at the back of my thighs, my calf. So, and that's been, I think, as a result of my thing that happened. Also, I think another great thing of making yourself feel better physically is to take some vitamins. So I've been taking these multivitamins with iron, and I've been taking vitamin D because I found out not so long ago that I'm severely deficient in vitamin D because I don't like sitting out in the sun and getting a tan. And then I've been also taking folic acid just because I was taking this before we were trying and then during the pregnancy and stuff. So I'm going to continue taking those because we do want to try and have a baby again. Another thing that can be really helpful for your physical well-being is to sleep a lot, more than say you normally would. Or if that's not possible, then maybe sleep your normal amount of hours at night, and maybe if you can, nap during the day. I've been napping loads on the sofa. I've not been able to watch much of the Bake Off because I just like watching it and the next thing I know I'm fast asleep. So, and also sleeping, I've been sleeping and napping on the train, and it's terrible because like when I sleep on the train, my jaw like loosens and I'm like this. So yeah, I've been catching some Zeds on the train, but sleep is so fundamental to your overall well-being and just recharging your batteries, so that's really important. Sorry, my camera cut out then. So I was just saying that if you can take some time off work, that also can really help with just feeling better about yourself and having a complete change of scenery, especially if you're like feel really hemmed in your home. Going away for a couple of days can really, really help. It's not only just a change of scenery, mentally it can really lift you as well as physically. So if you've just received some bad or sad news or something devastating, crappy's happened, you might not want to deal with all the emotional and kind of mental stuff right away because you might still be in like shock and just, I don't know, completely horrified. So maybe you, like me, will want to kind of escape and have like a quick kind of fix. And for me, I've been really watching a lot of TV and going back to old TV series. So I managed in a day to get through I think the third series of the Vikings, and it was great because I was like, you know, with Ragnar and Lagertha, and we were fighting the French, and it was great. So I think series can really be a great way to completely escape the crap that's going on in your life right now. And another thing, a goodie but an oldie, is 24. So I've got back into my 24 box set, and it's been a great way to escape. So when I was at uni, I used to spend weekends in bed when I wasn't studying for exams and stuff, just literally on my laptop watching Jack Bauer save the entire world. And it's a great way to pass time. And I know it's not dealing with the current problem, but it's a great way to escape and just take your mind off things. Other things that I've been watching have been superhero movies like Thor and the Avengers, and that really is like taking you to a totally different galaxy, a totally different world, and just taking your mind off things. So that for me have been like real lifesavers when I've not wanted to deal with like the serious stuff, and just a little bit of light entertainment can be a good thing. So yeah, that's really good. I also think like sometimes if you've got a car or basically if you've got a car, go in your car, wind your windows down, take your roof down if you've got a convertible, and just whack your radio on, put some songs on and blare that music out loud and just drive and drive and drive. For me, that's a great way to kind of let off some steam And I think the last thing that I've been doing, perhaps when I'm cooking, and you know when you're cooking you really got all your thoughts there and you're like, oh, so I've been switching on the radio and listening to LBC, which is leading Britain's conversation. One second, I'm just going to close this door. Yes, so LBC stands for Leading Britain's Conversation, and they talk about all kind of newsworthy stories, topical issues, what's going on in the world, what's going on in the UK, politics, religion, anything. They cover all kinds of topics, and it's really interesting listening to other people's points of view. It helps develop my own opinions and how I feel about certain things. And it's just a great way, again, to kind of give you a distraction, especially when like maybe you're ironing or you're cooking and you're like, all you can do is like think. So yeah, they're great ways to kind of distract you and just give you an out, really. The other thing that has really helped to perk me up is to make plans with your friends, with your partner, and with family. So my friends have been incredibly great in that they've said they want to take me out for a bottomless brunch out in London in a couple of weeks. So I'm so looking forward to that. It'd be so nice to see them like face to face in London. Life is so busy, it's hard to see each other, and I live quite far away from all my friends. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to that. Chatting with the girls, nattering, getting the latest gossip on who's doing what, and you know, all of that, where people are going on holidays and what they're doing for Christmas and all of that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then my other group of friends, we've organised a spa day away where we're going to just pamper ourselves and have a facial and massages, and I know I'm going to have a jolly good time with them because they're like party girls. They're crazy, they're funny, and I absolutely love them to pieces. And then I'm meeting some other old school friends for dinner as well. So basically try and fill up your calendar where you can. And also my husband just said to me, I want to take you out for dinner next week, and I was like, oh, that's so nice, like for no particular reason. And also, note to self, it's his birthday next week. No, the week after next, and it will be our first year anniversary of being married, and we're going away to Bath that weekend. So yeah, just try and fill up where you can. Fill up your diary. It doesn't necessarily have to be social things if you don't particularly feel like socialising. Maybe you can just go away for the day, down to the beach, down to the seaside, or go for a day up to London, go to the planetarium. You don't need to speak to anyone if you don't want to. We're going to the planetarium sometime soon, I hope. And I also really want to go and look around Spitalfields Market. So that's another kind of day out excursion. So yeah, try and keep busy because it keeps your mind focused going forward, things ahead rather than looking back at maybe sad things, and also it's something to look forward to. It's so important to pamper yourself, to cheer yourself up. You really do need a little bit of me time sometimes, and especially when something has happened, you need to sometimes focus on you. So you've dealt with the mental, the emotional and the physical, and now you just want to deal with the kind of, I don't know what you call it, just you really. So whether that's having a facial, so I plan on having a few facials later, not all in one go, but I've got some face masks here. And oh, I want to have a bowl bath later, so I went to Lush and picked up a bath bomb. Now I've never been in there before, but whenever I walk past the shop it smells amazing. So I bought the Secura bath bomb, and I'm going to pop this in a bath later. And this has been here on my desk, and the whole room smells so fragrant. They're so fruity and they just smell divine. So I'm really looking forward to that. You can go and have a massage, a facial, a mani or a pedi. I haven't painted my nails in weeks, so I'm going to do that. I had a haircut not so long ago, which made me feel good. And you can also go shopping. You don't necessarily have to do retail therapy. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't. For me, I've done it a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I have got a boohoo order sitting on my chair waiting to be opened and devoured. And also, shopping just generally makes me feel good. I've not been feeling that great about my body, like physically. I think what's happened has totally knocked my self-confidence, because I'm kind of like, come on body, like what's going on? Like, why aren't you working like you're meant to be? So because of that, I went out shopping. Out shopping, not online shopping, and I went to Ann Summers and I picked up a few little goodies. to cheer myself up more than anyone, not just my husband, but myself up, and just to make me feel a bit more body confident and happy. So little things like that can really help. And the last thing that I really want to leave you with is just the idea that in all crappy, sucky situations, there is always a silver lining, and you may not be able to see it immediately, but once you do realise what it is, hold on to it like it's gold dust. For me, my silver lining was that we could conceive naturally, and a lot of people I know struggle with that. They have to go for IVF, which is a whole another traumatic thing. There are always other people that are far worse off from you, and I know in your situation right now it's not much consolation, but try and take a positive from a negative and carry that with you. Repeat that to yourself daily. Let that be your daily mantra. And I definitely think positive talk means that more positive things materialize and happen to you. So yeah, that's my thing for the day, is just be positive. And there's always a silver lining. I love that movie, The Silver Linings, I think it's Playbook, with Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper. I watched it when I was away with my mum and dad, and it just kind of spoke volumes in that positive thinking and hoping for the best, and just having a tiny glimmer of hope can totally change your attitude around 180 degrees. So I'm really sorry about that banging. That's my husband walking upstairs. So if you're going through a really tough time, I'm so sorry. Please don't feel alone. I love you. I'm sending you a big virtual hug. Big virtual hug. Hugs are so, so important. And just know that things will get better with time. Honestly, they will. I'm telling myself all of this as I'm telling you. So for me, filming videos is enormously therapeutic, especially this one, because I've talked myself into this positive attitude, and I'm quite lucky that generally I'm quite a positive and cheerful person, quite a cheerful soul, and I hope that maybe a little bit of that can be kind of transferred to you through this video. Things will get better, and I'm always going to be hopeful. So yeah, thanks so much for watching and chilling out with me. I will see you in my next video. I don't know what that's going to be yet. Sorry this was a bit emotional. But yeah, okay, love you lots, bye.